£1 million a year, that wasted money must add up to quite a sum. A recent survey by the Disabled Living Foundation found that 1 in 6 people are so dissatisfied with their shoes that they refuse to wear them.
They're leaving them in cupboards. A lot of people leave their shoes in cupboards. They get them out and wear them to clinic only. And this means that hospitals very often don't realise the amount that shoes aren't being worn. The consistent complaint is the appearance, the weight, and also the fact that they just don't fit.
Another common complaint is the lengthy delays built into the system.
It's nothing to wait 3 and 6 months for a pair of shoes. The health service seems to think that this is acceptable, and yet here are people who can't go out because they've got nothing to put on their feet.
Right. What we need to do now, Helen, is just examine and check the range of movement in your joints so we know.
One reason behind delays and lack of customer satisfaction may be that in recent years, academically trained orthotists have replaced the craftsmen of the past.
The person may well have been a technician from the factory and then subsequently learnt the anatomy and physiology and went on to actually fitting patients. With the new system now, it's purely academic, the university course, and the practical content in terms of shoe fitting is virtually nil.
Orthotists convey a very clinical image, but really they're paid employees of a manufacturer, a situation they don't seem keen to reveal.
The patient is made very much aware in some hospitals that they are seeing a contractor, a representative from another company, which I think immediately makes the patient take a different viewpoint and look at things in a different light, and they then don't respect what the orthotist says.
But is respect really due to a commercial contractor? Shouldn't they be treating us as valued customers? Ironically, it's within the health service that attitudes are beginning to change.
The term patient tends to make everybody think that the people that come here are ill, because the majority of people we see, the large majority, are not ill. I mean, disabled people are not ill. So they are really customers, and they are coming to see us in exactly the same way as we would all go and buy a pair of shoes from a shoe shop.
It's the right policy, but as the Leeds General takes control of its own budget under trust status, there must be doubts over future resources for their service. Currently one of the best in the country.
Most of the shoes we actually do prescribe are made to measure. This is a typical pair of made to measure shoes that have been designed for somebody who wanted something a little out of the ordinary, as some sort of sole. As you can see, they're still in the process of being made and show quite nicely that they are last made. Some of the most interesting stock shoes, of course, are for children. These are a lovely little pair of red ones. They come in nearly every colour you can imagine, white, red, blue, black. Our whole emphasis is on quality rather than price. We take the concerns of the customer into consideration and try to supply a complete range.
Yes, thank you very much.
But in many parts of the country, consumers just aren't getting the shoes they need. This latest report recognises the failings of the service and the need to give consumers a voice. But while 3 previous reports gather dust, can users really expect any improvements this time?
Disabled people have not always been in touch with the person who is doing the fitting or the prescribing. That they've been dealing with different people and not getting perhaps the full attention they should have been receiving. And we're hoping that this report, which the trade has been supporting us with it, so we're confident that they will accept it. And now we wait for hospitals to accept, and we would like to see proper clinics established where people can get prescribed footwear, where people really are experts and listen to the real expert, which is the disabled person, the user.
And if you'd like our fact sheet on that or anything else in today's programme, give us a call on 0800 717170. That's all for today, so until next week, from everybody on Same Difference, goodbye.
The next edition of Same Difference is at 5:30 on Tuesday afternoon, with a repeat next Saturday morning at 9:30. Next today, Travelog discovers the delights of historical France as well as the unsung glories of Lisbon.
In 1973, Alan Whicker risked life and limb for a personal insight on Californian society. Vintage Whicker Way Out West, tomorrow at 8 on 4.
An athlete like me has to be able to come in from doing a training run and be warm in all the rooms. Oh, if you're going to replace your existing heating, you've got to go for something that's economical, worry-free. I'm a bit of a worrier. I like to cuddle up in my own home. It's not nice to get out of bed and be freezing. I need to be warm. One thing about installing new electric heating is that you've got no kind of worries like that. And that's magic.
For all your creature comforts, HeatElectric.
You keeping some kind of pet in there?
I'm so sorry. You okay? How's your hand? If you pull this off, could save the city.
Just got some problems. Check it out one time, won't you?
Trust Woolworths to make your Christmas.
Matthew! No! How are you, lads? All right?
You all right, mate?
I bet we're going. I'm in a bit of a rush. Sorry, mate. Patricia, come on.
Hey, Gino?
B&Q, with 25% off everything again. You just have to tell somebody.
Free inside the Sun every Saturday. TV Super Guide. A whole week of ITV, BBC, Channel 4 and satellite programmes at your fingertips. Interviews with the stars, TV news and reviews. It's all in TV Super Guide. Free inside the Sun every Saturday. That's a lot of free telly.
These cows live on green, green grass. The little cow asks, why is our butter so great?
Lucky cows, we chew the cud and browse. 'Cause we're eating up our greens, it makes our butter taste supreme. We girls all do state that year-round grass makes butter great. And cow, green, green grass, butter, green, green grass.
It's not nice to get out of bed and be freezing. I need to be warm.
For all your creature comforts, phone 0800 800 434.
The Alec Guinness season continues tonight with the Ladykillers.
Mrs. Wilberforce, I understand you have rooms to let.
You know, Professor, you didn't tell me the truth about yourself and these other gentlemen. You're not the least bit like amateurs.
It ought to look like an accident.
Now on 4, here's Robert Elms with this week's edition of Travelog.
disregard, neglect, ignore, discount.
Forget. That's how this dictionary defines to overlook. Yet that's exactly what we do as travellers with one of Europe's most beautiful capitals, Lisbon. And with our nearest strip of foreign soil, Picardy. It's time to put both wrongs to right. It's a joke amongst the French that as soon as we British hit the continent, we put the foot down and speed south along what they call the English road. Autoroute 26 leads out of Calais. Turn left off it and you're stuck in industrial France. But if, like Patrick Stoddard, you were to turn right, you'd find yourself deep in historical France.
It's very funny. I've driven through France, I don't know, 50 times, 60 times, who knows. And yet this is sort of basin of English history. All kinds of things have gone on here for 400-500 years that absolutely shaped the way our country is. It's a bit like the girl next door. She's just so used to her being there that you suddenly you wake up one morning and realise that she's really quite pretty.
Fort Mahon, 40 minutes from the ferry port, about 40 miles as the gull flies from the south coast of England.
And I'm the only Brit on the beach.
Plenty of space for sand yachts and yabuls. No cricket, though. The changing huts look a bit heavy-duty. Must be jerry-built. Now, this feels a bit more like home.
Jam. It's the French for jam.
Time for a bit of high-tech language learning.
Confiture.
Out of the confiture and into French fields and a more traditional lesson.